guys, so we have been talking about identifying complete or incomplete sentences so that we are able to um, write complete sentences when we are writing and not have incomplete sentences, and what it means to be a complete thought or not a complete thought. So for a sentence to be a complete sentence, there must be a subject, there must be a predicate, and it must make sense and be a complete thought. So, a subject. Who is the sentence talking about, or what is the sentence talking about? So, for example, I went to the store. There is a subject. You went to the store, or I went to the store. The predicate. Well, what did you do? Where did you go? We went to the store. So there is a subject and a predicate, and that is a complete sentence or a complete thought. However, if I said, went to the store, there is no subject, there is a predicate. You went somewhere, you told us what you did. However, there is no subject in this sentence, so therefore it is an incomplete sentence. The sentence doesn't make sense when you read it out loud. You just say, went to the store. That's not a complete sentence. It's not a complete thought. It doesn't make sense when you say it out loud. Another strategy to use when you are trying to identify whether a sentence is an incomplete sentence or a complete sentence is reading it out loud. Reading it in your head, you might think, oh, well, that makes sense, because you may just say those things like went to the store or went for a walk. However, when you read it out loud and you're like, went to the store, that doesn't make sense saying it out loud. So it is important to read aloud when you're reading sentences and trying to identify whether it is a complete sentence or incomplete sentence. So what I have here is a little worksheet, and it says complete or incomplete sentences, set 1. So the directions say read the sentences, and I'm going to do this with you so that you can see how this would look and be done. Color a happy face if the sentence is complete. So there's a happy face and a frowny face. And you're going to color a sad face if the sentence is not complete. So the first sentence says, we can eat pizza for lunch. Well, when you read that out loud, number 1, does it have a subject? We can eat pizza for lunch. What is the subject? We. So it's telling us who or what or, whatever. There is a subject in this sentence. So we have our subject. Well, what did we do? What happened to we? We can eat pizza for lunch. Eat pizza for lunch. So there's a predicate. So there's a subject, there's a predicate. Well, what does the sentence make sense? Does it sound right? We can eat pizza for lunch. Yes, that absolutely makes sense. So let's mark this as a happy face, because we can eat pizza for lunch is a complete sentence or a complete thought and makes sense when I say it out loud. There's a subject, there is a predicate, all the good things that a complete sentence needs. Well, let's go to number 2. Eats the lunch. Well, let's think. Does eats the lunch make sense? No, it doesn't really make sense. There is no subject. We don't know who eats the lunch. We don't know what's happening. Who is this sentence talking about? It just says eats the lunch. So you have to have both a subject and a predicate, and there is no subject in this sentence. Well, let's read it out loud again. Eats the lunch. That doesn't make sense. So, is this a complete sentence or an incomplete sentence? An incomplete sentence. So we're going to color the frowny face, the sad face, because that's not a complete sentence. Okay. Number 3. I wanted tacos for lunch. I wanted tacos for lunch. Is that a complete or incomplete complete sentence. A complete sentence. Because, again, there's a subject I, and tacos for lunch. There's a subject and a predicate in this sentence. Does it make sense when I read it out loud? I wanted tacos for lunch. Absolutely, it does. So we're going to bubble in the smiley face. So this video is for extra support for my students who are still struggling to be able to identify what a complete or incomplete sentence is. And so I am also going to give a link for those students to play a little game on working on identifying complete and incomplete sentences, just to help, have that extra help and extra time to be able to, say, this is complete or incomplete. And it is important as you are, doing the game or the extra practice that you read these sentences out loud and think about, does it make sense when I read it? Is there a subject and is there a predicate?